while unloading a flurry of non-stop punches to his face.
Oh, she's
causing
him.
him to fall backwards on his butt.
She's him.
At this point, the girl noticed that his pants
She's
were
her. Never
unbuckled and falling down. So while they were still in the trunk, she stomped on his chest and grabbed his,
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Lit Fam. Dang. Now today, bro, we got serial killers who accidentally chose the wrong targets by a talking hat. Shout out a talking hat. Make sure you guys go sub if you guys like this type of content. Now, this one caught my eye immediately. Literally popped up on my recommendations, and I was like, yeah, we gotta react to this, bro. Serial killers who accidentally choose the wrong targets. Damn. That has to feel crazy. You're going to kill someone, but then you get instant karma. So without further ado, make sure you grab your popcorn. Let's see.
the Cheetah incident.
The Cheetah incident.
In 1993, at a club in California, a demon prowled the venue. Unbeknownst to many, the Grim Sleeper, a man who'd ended the lives of 10 women, was searching for his next victim while everybody else was drinking and having fun. Oh my
gosh.
He noticed an African-American...
Chat, imagine like just being in a situation, right, where there's like wanted posters of a serial killer or something while you're out eating or out doing something, and then you see the exact person just pop up like behind you or something. Oh, hell no. Just imagine that.
Fun. He noticed an African-American girl that seemed annoyed and upset. So he walked over to her to figure out what was wrong.
Okay.
The lady told him that she was invited out to play dominoes, but everybody there kept offering her drinks and telling her to club when she wasn't a drinker. It was extremely late, and she was tired and wanted to go home. So the Grim Sleeper pointed to his vehicle outside.
Oh, nah,
He told her
bro.
that he has a car, and if she really wanted to go home that badly, he could just take her. Delighted, the woman sprung out of her seat and followed the dangerous criminal.
I ain't gonna lie. I know where this is gonna be headed because of the title of the video, but this is just kind of brain dead activity right here. Like, why are we going in a stranger's car? I don't care what the fuck they try to convince or nothing. I'm not getting no goddamn stranger's car, bro. Hell no.
Dangerous criminal back to his car. She got in first, and he shut her door like a gentleman. Then he got into the driver's seat and began taking her to her house.
Okay.
After a while, she told him to make a right turn to her house, but he ignored her. Confused, she repeated herself.
Oh,
You're supposed to make a right over there, not a left. Realizing the criminal was no longer responsible.
Chat, is it me? Like, I be getting these type of scenarios in my head whenever I take an Uber or something, bro. Like, all it takes is just one weird ass motherfucker to be like, I'm not going to your house. Well, you try that with me, you're gonna be dead. So don't try that. But yeah, I just wonder for people that are not confrontational or, you know, can't really defend themselves or whatever. Like, this is the worst case scenario that could happen, bro. Basically getting kidnapped in the car. Because like, what are the options you could do? Obviously, you could fight the person, but then that puts you at risk of literally crashing while they're, you know, the vehicle's still in motion. If you jump out the vehicle, you can literally die, you know, depending on how fast they're going, or get severely injured. Like, there's little options, bro. But me, I'm gonna choke this nigga out. I don't care. I don't care. It did big crash, bro.
The criminal was no longer responding.
Not going out like
these.
these.
Quickly went to open the door to get out of the car, but it was then that she finally realized that the door didn't have a handle on the inside. She was literally trapped in the car.
And the door didn't have a handle? Damn, I didn't even think about that part. Like, if somebody wanted to kidnap someone, they're gonna remove the handle so they can't even get out.
Becoming filled with joy, the monster finally revealed his intentions to the woman. And as you could probably guess, they were horrible and evil. But there was only one problem with his plan. The woman he was talking to wasn't any ordinary person.
Who
the
was
Grim
she?
Sleeper had accidentally trapped himself inside a car with the Cheetah. Also,
You're cooked, my nigga. Any type of boxer, MMA, like any professional fighting, my nigga, you cooked. Look at them shoulders, my nigga. Yeah, you could, buddy. Like, how did you not realize this? I know, I mean, maybe she was wearing something not too revealing, so you can't really see her frame or whatever. And a lot of women boxers are, you know, have a tiny frame, but they're muscular and they're just in shape. And just knowing how to fight, it don't matter if you're muscular or not, really, to be honest. Like, you could be pretty sure, like Javonte Davis, he's not like the biggest guy, but that nigga whoop niggas' ass. You know what I'm saying? He'll whoop the average person's ass just because of technique and everything. So yeah, trying to kidnap a boxer is crazy.
known as the most dangerous woman in the world, a title that would be given to her just 1 year later as she'd go on to win the 1994 kickboxing championship.
She's a kickboxer too?
When she was young, she was ruthlessly bullied and chased around the town.
Oh,
her uncle was a martial arts master, and unknown to the Grim Sleeper, her uncle forced her to fight him every single day in order to get her black belt. At the end of the day, whenever she finished practicing with her colleagues and got ready to leave, her uncle, also known as Master Quiet Storm, would lock the door with a key. And if she wanted to exit the dojo, she'd have to beat him in combat and forcefully pry the keys out of his hands.
What?
She did this every single day as a kid. As the criminal asked her to comply with his...
Yo, this is like some anime shit, bro. Nah, deadass. This some anime training arc type shit, bro. And this motherfucker, he caught the wrong one on the wrong day. I mean, any day catching cheetah is gonna be wrong. But yeah, ain't no running from this though. You get that metaphor? Ain't no running away. Anyways, chat. But yeah, she got raised to basically whoop ass every day. So this is the wrong person to try to do anything to. Not gonna lie.
Demands. She told him no. As you could guess, this angered the psychopath, so he swung at her with his full might.
Yo.
But immediately she blocked his punch and swung back with a devastating counterpunch, striking him straight in his face. Oh, so you're a fighting type, he said as he smiled.
Yeah, she not just fighting type, she just uppercut your bitch ass, bro. Yeah, you might as well get out the car. Hey, she finna kidnap your ass now.
He quickly jumped into the back seat of the van and he followed after her, which would go on to prove to be his worst mistake.
Oh.
Once he was trapped in the trunk of the van with the professional champion kickboxer, she unleashed a hellish attack.
It was a van too? Oh, he's so cooked. He tried to tackle her,
but she grabbed his shirt and swung him around in the trunk of the van, smashing his head against the inside of the vehicle. She then flipped his shirt over his head while unloading a flurry of non-stop punches to his face.
Oh, she's
causing him to fall backwards on his butt.
She's him.
At this point, the girl noticed that his pants were unbuckled and falling down. So while they were still in the trunk, she stomped on his chest and grabbed his
That's well deserved, my nigga. Well deserved. Grab his nuts. Grab all them nuts.
And pulled them so high that she thought she ripped them off of him.
Oh.
The grim sleeper shrieked like a banshee and began crying out in pain. He quickly gave her the keys to unlock the van and escape. But before she left, while still pulling his royal jewels, she told him, "When I say no, it means no," before delivering a nasty right hook to the crying man, nearly knocking him out. She took the keys, unlocked the trunk of the van, and quickly escaped while throwing the keys away so that he couldn't follow her.
Yeah, that nigga probably never tried kidnapping again. He never gonna try kidnapping again. Hopefully. I mean, you'd be pretty stupid too after this experience, my nigga, but you shouldn't be in the first place. But yeah, I mean, you got the wrong one on the wrong day, bro. And you know, karma always comes around. So you doing this crazy shit, killing people, and trying to do whatever you want, it's gonna come back to you, man. It's gonna come back to you at some point. It always does. It always does, man. And yeah, she beat his ass and pulled his balls off. Balls clean off the scrote. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Fredia Gibbs would go on to win her first championship after that year, officially titling her as the most dangerous woman.
Yo, just look at this frame. Look at this beautiful frame. Jesus. Yeah, you don't want to get in a fight with her, bro. You don't want to get in a fight. You don't want equal rights with us.
Woman alive.
You don't want.
And years later, the grim sleeper would later be caught and arrested in 2010 because of an eaten pizza crust he left at a crime scene.
Oh my gosh. That's how you get caught, my nigga? That's how you... A pizza crust. Your crusty ass on, bro. I'm glad you got caught, though.
When a bitch says no, she means no. And I walked in. Bam! Then I left.
The Night Stalker. In the summer of 1985, the city of Los Angeles became gripped by fear. Night after night, a mysterious intruder slipped silently into homes across Southern California. He struck in darkness, often entering through unlocked doors or open windows while families slept, and did the absolute unthinkable to
This is exactly why you make sure you lock all your doors before you go to sleep, man. Deadass. Even the little Timmy, bro, you can still make sure the doors are locked. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes parents might forget this shit. Hey, because weirdos like this that be looking for vulnerable people and stuff and entering their houses and shit. Damn. I mean, that's what the Glockiana's for, though. Don't even try it.
Targets. If there was a man in the house he broke into, he would immediately just end them. Then he would attack and assault the man's family, often carving evil imagery into women and anybody else in the house. And then he would stab them until they perished. Victims described him as a thin, satanic man that had wild eyes and reeked of sweat and cigarettes.
Yeah, this nigga, he definitely on stuff more than cigarettes, I'll tell you that. To be having some cojones to do this, I mean, you just gotta be mentally in a different space, my nigga. Like, this is crazy. Going to random people's houses, I mean, you basically playing a game of roulette with death, my nigga. Like, you walk in the wrong person, boom, blast your glass right ahead, man. And that's what needs to happen. It's probably what's gonna happen right now, honestly.
Sweat and cigarettes. Police didn't know his name yet, but the media soon gave him one. The Night Stalker. This individual had 15 victims tied to his name, and he by all means was a top priority to officers in the nearby counties.
Damn, bro.
On August 31st, 1985, he casually strolled into a nearby convenience store to...
Isn't that crazy though, chat? How someone could literally get away with double-digit murders before they're like officially caught? Like, dude, that shit's so insane to me. That's so insane, bro. And then just the willingness, just the thought of, you know, taking out someone and then actually executing it, but executing it multiple times. Like, how fucked up in the head do you gotta be, bro?
To a nearby convenience store to pick up a beverage because he was thirsty. And right next to the drink he was grabbing, he noticed a rack of newspapers that all had a wanted poster of his face on it. He immediately panicked and darted out of the doors looking for an individual to target and carjack so that he could leave the area. The criminal jumped into the car of a 28-year-old woman named Angelina. Without wasting a second, he began to punch her in the stomach and forcefully steal her car from her. What the Night Stalker failed to notice is that her neighbor was nearby watching it happen.
Oh shit.
And he also had huge balls. As the neighbor ran over to help Angelina, the Night Stalker told him to stay back and warned him that he had a gun. The 50-year-old neighbor called his bluff and ripped the scumbag right out of the car.
God damn. I mean, yeah, if you say you have a gun, I mean, usually people will pull that shit straight out. You just said it. So, yeah, and this motherfucker, he looked like he crazy as you. He looked like he on demon timing just as much as you are, man.
Scumbag right out of the car.
Damn.
And it was at this point that this man had realized that he'd chosen the absolute worst neighborhood to do a carjacking in, because he instantly found himself surrounded by a huge, angry mob.
Oh my gosh. Huge, angry mob, and you was punching on a woman and shit. Oh. Yeah, you fucked, my nigga. You fucked.
But knew who he was. They knew all of his crimes. And worst of all, they weren't police officers. So their idea of justice wasn't jail. It was death. The crowd of people beat him viciously. Angelina's husband ripped a steel rod out of a metal fence and began smashing his head with it, while another neighbor...
Hey, that's justified. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Seeing your wife go through that or whatever, or your girl, yeah, I'm probably sticking that rod straight through his motherfucking throat.
Attacked him with a makeshift spear made out of barbecue equipment. Multiple people grabbed and tugged at him from different directions, beating him senselessly with anything they could find. They beat him so bad that when police showed up, he began crying out, "I did it! It's me!" begging them to arrest him.
Bro.
Reports state that once he was arrested, he began speaking.
He got beat so motherfucking bad. You know what I'm saying? All that karma hit him at once, literally and metaphorically. He got beat so bad, he wanted to turn himself in so bad. Because honestly, sometimes jail is like fucking just a second home to these type of niggas, bro. Like, they so psycho in the head. Obviously, they can't habitat anywhere in the real world. They can't really be out in the real world. So that's why some people see, you know, people going to jail and stuff is not really a solid form of justice for certain people. Because obviously, when you're in jail, they require, obviously, it's not the best living situation. But is low-key could be better than being on the streets himself, especially with everybody knowing what you're doing like this and being able to get hit up by random people. At least in jail for them, you know, they get their fucking meals, they do whatever, but you're never really safe in jail either. So it just depends. If you're high profile case or whatever, sometimes they might separate you so that, you know, they know that people know you and they're trying to not let you fucking die straight up. So it just depends on all those factors. But yeah, sometimes they might just want to go to jail.
Reports state that once he was arrested, he began speaking Spanish to himself, saying, "Thank goodness the police came and arrested me. I'm so lucky." When he was taken to the police station, a crowd of 500 people surrounded the building chanting, "Kill him," in unison. He would go on to receive 19 death sentences. However, he would pass away from cancer at 53 years old in 2013.
Bro, how does that work? He received 19 death sentences. What, they gonna kill his ass 19 times? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean?
If I was the cop tasked with arresting him that day, I probably would have just driven around in circles and pretended like I couldn't find him so that he could spend some more time with the crowd of victims he had been terrorizing for the past year.
No, that's facts, bro.
The crash out.
You know what I'm saying? Now, oh, thank God, thank goodness. Like, bro, who are you thanking, my nigga? You thanking Satan? That's who you thinking, because that's what you acting like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? It's always these people. They be killing people, doing all this stuff, but they can't take nothing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They can't take that. They can't endure the pain that they dish out to other people.
He had been terrorizing for the past year.
It's crazy.
The crash out incident.
Crash out.
While most either don't know or just don't believe it, this man is a serial killer. Allegedly. He grew up in the Parkway Gardens, an area that would later...
Yeah, we're actually getting like a mini little docu for King Von, bro.
Parkway Gardens, an area that would later on become named O-Block, which is named after his close friend and mentor, OD, when he was murdered. A little later, Pontoon, another one of his friends, would pass away in the same way. And, I should probably mention that his father was also murdered when he was 11, but he still had a brother-like figure that he kept around as a close friend. White. Except, not really. Because in 2012, White would pass away on Von's 18th birthday, right in front of him, at a gas station.
Passed away from rival gang hit. Yo, this is why, like, man, it's why, like, you know, things in the hood or wherever, in poor economic places and stuff, things tend to happen like this, and this becomes like a normal for people. A lot of people like to make fun of it or whatever, but it's just kind of the life that these kids just get brought into. So it's just always hard, just like it's hard to break out of a habit or habitat. But it just fucking kills me, bro. Like how people just take out each other off of gang shit. Like that's why I never get into that shit or nothing. It's not cool. You're not cool doing this shit. It just always leads to death, bro. It always either death in jail and nothing good. Like nothing good comes out of it, bro. Other than what? You getting cool points on the internet. Like it don't make no sense. But this is the outcome of it. You know, you're around a whole bunch of people, around a whole bunch of death, and it just like traumatizes you for life and then makes things worse. So I get it from the perspective of the people that already have been there and grew up in this type of environment. Like, you know, you become your environment, chat. It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? The type of people you're around is very important, and why, and it can literally shape your life to be however it's going to be.
It's important to note that it was this specific traumatic incident that caused him to become a serial killer, as after this moment, he would later on be connected to over 10 or 11 murders throughout his life, whilst also taking deep.
Yo, I've like heard about that, but I've never like watched a video or dug deep into that shit. I just like found out when he died, so I wasn't like really a big fan or nothing. So
sociopathic pleasure in the lives he ended and putting it into his songs, allegedly, of course. Nonetheless, he really did what he rapped about in his music, which is what caused him to develop contempt for another popular up-and-coming artist in his industry, Young Boy. Von took a lot of pride in the crimes he committed, especially since it was what eventually made him become popular and successful. Young Boy, in a lot of ways, is similar to Von, but Von didn't believe that he actually did any of the things he rapped about. So for him to see another artist getting more virality than him, when he believed he was a fraud, quietly upset him. And so, completely unprovoked, he'd go on to publicly say that Young Boy lies in his music online.
You got cap in your raps.
You got cap in your raps. This would start a...
Bro, to be completely fair, I feel like every rapper caps to some extent, bro. Like, not every single thing you put into the song is completely true. Now, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But I feel like in order to get enough substance and lyrics to create songs, like as someone that did make songs in the past and stuff, and I want to get back into it, like, not every single lyric, every single detail is 100% factual, you know? And then that's okay, too. I feel like that's not a problem.
Petty back and forth between the two young men.
But, you know, when it comes to the whole, like, acting gangster thing, doing this and doing that, it's like a pride. It's more of a pride thing than anything. It's just stupid.
Von would begin flirting with the mother of Young Boy's kids. Young Boy would flirt with Von's ex, then they sent disses at each other, and blah blah blah. You get the gist. Despite the clear animosity between the two individuals, Von would go on to say that there was no bad blood between him and Young Boy at all, which would later on prove to be obviously untrue. On November 5th, 2020, he would get up, hop into his bulletproof Hellcat, and head out to a club.
He had a bulletproof Hellcat. God damn, if you feel the need to hop in a bulletproof Hellcat, you know, wherever you are, you probably need to leave that. I ain't gonna lie, dude. What the fuck? I never seen that.
Along with 8 other cars that were guarding and following him. At the club, despite everything seeming normal and fun at first, people close to Davon noticed that he seemed off. The man frequently mentioned paranoia and feeling like the spirits of the lives he ended were always watching him. Many people said he could switch from being calm, collected, and silly to seeming very off or sociopathic. A lot of people generally started to believe that he might have had a literal demon living inside of him, or something seriously wrong with his head, and it was noted that he was allegedly given inside information that one of Young Boy's friends was at a nearby club that was extremely close to him. This friend's name is Quando Rondo.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
After he finished performing at his show, he and his entourage got up, went inside of their cars, and headed back home to call it a day. However, suddenly, the security guards noticed that Von's car had gone missing. He made a detour to the club that Quando Rondo was at, and waited patiently. His entourage later on showed up and found Von. After regrouping with him, they put all of their weapons away inside of the car, and got ready to head inside of the club. But it was at this moment that one of Von's associates located the person he was looking for. As Quando Rondo was leaving the club, Von bumped into him head on and began to beat him ruthlessly. The man was terrified, later stating...
So he just literally just pulled up on him and started, you know what I'm saying, just started a fight off rip?
That he didn't even know who was fighting him, but once he realized it was Von, it felt like the devil or a demon was attacking him.
It's like I had an out-of-body experience.
Oh, he talked about this?
It's like the devil was coming to get me. Like, it's like my soul Like, I can't even explain it, man.
Von was doing what he loved.
Crazy.
And the man he was attacking was likely going to become another victim that he'd rap about in his songs. But there was just one slight mistake he made. He assumed that his target was alone and was so laser-focused on attacking his target that he failed to realize that just 2 feet away, a random white car was full of Quando's crew, all of whom were armed.
Damn.
When they saw their friend being attacked by Von, they didn't hesitate to shoot him 4 times. Even after getting injured, Von continued wrestling and attacking Quando until the two were eventually broken up by their crews. Undercover police officers ran to the scene and began calling backup. The man had 4 holes in his body, and blood was leaking everywhere inside of the car, panicking his team and friends.
See, that's the thing, bro. It's like, you know, the whole gang shit and all that shit, it's all about violence and getting get backs and doing this and doing that, but it always leads to traumatic events like this, bro. Like, and especially, you know, these people are from the hood, you know, acting tough and wanting to kill other people and stuff, and when something happens to someone close to them, it's a whole different story, and that could turn into a vengeance that then just travels and carries on the whole violence thing and everything. It's just like it's an endless loop, you know. But it's like, if this happens close to you, you kind of realize, damn, like, this shit is kind of dumb, like off of pride shit, off of just wanting to claim some type of territory, all that. Like, it's not even on some real life things that really matter, you know. Like, they're not relatives, they're not anything of closeness. It's just more of like, I'm bigger, better than you, I'm more hood, I'm more gangster, I'm more whatever. And it's just stupid at the end of the day, bro, because it just always leads to this, you know. But
he was still alive and conscious. He'd even go on to tell his friends to calm down because he was fine. While he was successfully delivered to the hospital, during surgery he'd suddenly shoot up awake in cold sweats. He'd throw the nurses and medical staff who were operating on his body off of him, and then began swinging at them.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said, "Where his gun at?" In a state of complete shock and panic, he began searching for his gun on the surgery table, but then froze. And suddenly, as he woke up, he collapsed from shock, marking his end. To think this situation,
I mean, bro, waking up in the middle of a surgery is absolutely fucking insane, bro. I just pushing away the doctors, trying to find a gun and everything. Like, he had to have been going through some type of episode or thinking he's still in a situation, and then his body just couldn't fucking handle all that, bro. Just from the straight stress, the spike in the heart rate and everything is just too much, I'm assuming.
Marking his end. To think this situation all stemmed from about 5 or 6 words is insane.
You got Kevin.
He's got pretty good music though.
Yeah, the music is good though. Can't even lie. Yeah, and that's crazy. I was not expecting to get a whole King Von thing in there, bro. But I mean, I've never really looked into it or see the details of what happened and stuff. So that was actually educational for me. So yeah,
the spoon incident.
You guys got my thoughts on that. Spoon incident.
A newbie walked into the prison earlier that week, and seeing that he was fresh meat, an atrocious criminal named William Roberts decided it was time to assert some dominance over him, since he seemed like the perfect target. It's unclear exactly what sick intentions William had in mind for the man when he approached him, but what is known is that when the two interacted, the monster began to boast and brag about the most heinous crimes he had committed in an attempt to put fear into the heart of the man and make him yield to his requests. He walked up to the man's seat where he was eating, then he set down his food tray and began eating beside him. "What are you in prison for?" he said. "Because I'll let you know that I'm practically allowed to do anything I want. I'm in prison for having my way with a 4-year-old. And look, I'm still here."
Oh, hell no,
So what about you? Are you here for car theft, insurance fraud, reckless driving? After sitting and listening to William's monologue, the man calmly responded to his questions. "I'm a serial killer. I'm in here because I ended a man that was bragging to me about the horrible things he had done to multiple kids."
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He met his match right here. Damn, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Free, bro, man. Free, bro. He literally just killed a predator that was bragging about the nasty shit he does to kids and stuff. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Free my bro, man. Free the dude.
"Because I ended a man that was bragging to me about the horrible things he had done to multiple kids. I strangled him so hard that emergency responders said his face became blue like a pair of jeans, because I hate predators. They thought I was crazy, so they sent me to a mental hospital where I bumped into another person who did the same horrible thing to kids. And so I ended him too. And now they've sent me to this prison, and just like deja vu, I have another predator telling me the same thing. I just ended the life of another prisoner 2 hours ago. I hid his body under my bed, and I hoped I wouldn't need to do the same thing to another person for a while. But I guess I was wrong." William Roberts just happened to choose the absolute worst person to brag to about his crimes. He was talking to Robert Maudsley, a serial killer specifically known for only targeting predators.
British serial killer who targeted child monster, and I'm not gonna say it. Robert Maudsley has spent over 50 years in prison for his murders, most of which he committed behind bars. God damn, bro. So he, killed people on the outside and stuff, and then he got into jail, and anybody that ever bragged about it or said anything about it, they basically created their own death sentence. That's insane, bro. I mean, obviously you can't just go out and be killing people and stuff and everything, but the motive itself about, wanting to rid of these fucking horrible people is not the problem. It was just, the way that it was handled and stuff. There's always a legal process and everything, but honestly, bro, man, these niggas need to get out the earth, though. Like, they doing shit to kids like this and shit. Like, where is their place? Why do they need to be in society, to be honest?
And in the blink of an eye, Maudsley grabbed the spoon off of his food tray and jammed it into William's face. He screamed horrifically, but Maudsley didn't stop there. He ruthlessly beat and continued to carve away at the man's face with his spoon. He stabbed him over and over again, and somehow nobody in the prison noticed what was happening at all. William screamed and pleaded for help until he couldn't anymore. After Maudsley was finished, he calmly walked over to a prison guard and told them that 2 prisoners would be missing from the roll call today. Extremely concerned with that ominous statement, the guards ran into Maudsley's prison cell and found the body of William and another prisoner. William's face was unrecognizable, but most horrifyingly of all, his brains were carved out of his skull with a spoon sticking out of it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know if we should necessarily free bro, because that's insane to be doing that. Like, if he accidentally just gets mad and wants to take it out on someone, hey, it might be safer for him to be in jail, but give him a little more free time and some call time. That's all I'm saying, bro. Make it a little easier. Get him away from these prayers, man. They gonna die. The
prison guards immediately believed that Maudsley must have cannibalized the man's brains, but he calmly denied the accusation and said something around the lines of, "No, I wouldn't do that, nor would I lie about it." The man would later on be placed inside of a glass box where he would go on to spend the rest of his life in solitary confinement.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna probably put him somewhere where he's just completely isolated. That makes sense, but damn, bro. He was low-key cleaning up the streets, though. Hey, don't hate the play, hate the game.
Most people in life are amazing to be around, but every once in a while, there is a chance that you could bump into a psychopath, so always take precautions and always be prepared
situation is crazy,
so that you too don't end up as a victim. Have a happy day.
Wow. I remember Talking Head has these random little outros that are cute. It's all little gates. That's so cute. Wow. W Talking Hat, man. Yeah, this was an insane video, bro. This was an insane video. A lot of these situations, every single one was crazy. From the first one to the last one to the King Vaughn, which I got completely surprised about that he even threw that in there. And then even this last one, it comes with conflicting things because, this motherfucker only targeted prey. So it was like, is he necessarily really a bad person? Now, obviously, these killing tendencies he has is, pretty precise and psychotic. So it's like, I just would not want that to happen to anybody that, doesn't really deserve that or just gets him mad. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the intent was there and I'm all for it, bro. Not for violence, though. I'm just saying, like, the point of ridding preds in the world. I don't want to say specific words. That's why I keep like kind of stuttering, because YouTube be on ass about that shit. They're probably gonna be on ass about this video in general. But yeah, chat. Let me know what else you guys want to react to, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.